So, when did you first realize that prohibition was a failure? How did that occur to you?
It's been a long time, but it hasn't been a time when it really dawned on me. Well, in drugs or alcohol, I think I always knew. Everybody knows it failed on alcohol.
Right.
It just found Thornton at the Mises Institute. Have you ever read his stuff?
No, I haven't.
He did his research. He did a research paper in his master's degree on that subject, and he drew the analogies. That was the academic paper that was really convincing that the drug war was prohibition. And prohibition was alcohol, and alcohol failed. And I've been optimistic for a long time on that prohibition of alcohol ended like that. Remember, they tried it, was a total failure and crime-ridden, and it didn't stop alcohol. And all of a sudden the country says, this is crazy. I think we're going to get to that point. I think we're approaching it right now, where somebody just did a study for me this week to find out how many people are in prison, absolute lifetime sentences, never committed a violent act, and it's the most common cause to be in prison for life today, non-violent act. And as a physician, I just think it's a horrible problem, drug addiction. But I think it's a medical problem. We don't put alcoholics in prison. We still put, and then not only do we mistreat people who are drug addicted, we prevent people from using things that can be helped. And once you say, well, you can't have marijuana even if you're dying, what about it then goes over into the area of prohibiting your choice on nutrition, on the good stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like everything else. Freedom does allow you to make bad choices. So whether it's what you put in your body or drugs or anything else, but you don't say we outlaw everybody's right to read literature and philosophy or religious values, because people make bad choices in those areas. But for some reason, 100 years ago, so we came to this conclusion that we can't trust people what they put into their bodies because they're all stupid, and that we have to have the government take care of us, and I just don't, and I just put it all together. I don't think there was any one moment I thought, well, this is it. But,
you've been talking about it for a long time. How's that affected you on the campaign trail?
Well, it's interesting. It really hasn't hurt. When I was in office in the 76 to 84, I was out for 12 years and decided to go back to Congress. And it was during that time where I expressed myself, everybody knew that I thought the war on drugs was stupid. And so when I ran, the Republicans, I ran against the Democrat. The Republicans got the Democrat to switch to become a Republican. And I was running against the Republicans. So the Republicans spent $1 million trying to keep me from going back. And they said, there's no way he's against the war on drugs. And they spent all their money on blasting me on my attack on the war on drugs. But I talked about it medically, and I care about it like he is. I don't want him taking drugs. It became not a drug issue, but a legal issue. We won that argument, we won that primary. And then in the fall, the next tough race was with the Democrat, and they spent all their money too, because they just couldn't believe it. See, I think people are way ahead of the government and the politicians. I think that's what's happening on this monetary issue. All of a sudden, people care about money, and we've never heard this before. People come out and say, I didn't know our dollar wasn't backed by anything. We just get to print it. That's how why politicians spend it endlessly. So all of a sudden, these issues are coming to light, and so it's a pretty interesting campaign that we get to talk about some things that they like to put under the table, and they don't want to hear this kind of stuff. That's why they've tried to exclude me from the debates.
I agree. You deserve so much more time and effort.
We're making inroads, and like this are very encouraging. Let me tell you, I'm not alone. When I'm on those debates, sometimes I feel pretty lonely up there. But I figure there are people like you out there listening.
Those are great questions, by the way.